Cyber Reapers. Hello, Cyber Reapers. So, tonight or today or wherever, whenever you are, I have a little bit of a different video for tonight. Primarily because I was sick for all of this week. So, my voice is still recovering. It largely sounds the same whispering, actually. I don't know. It's been a bit of a time recovering. It was some kind of sinus thing to where it made it difficult to breathe, and it still is a little bit, so give me a little bit of a break if I need it. I'm thinking, though, of just kind of doing, since I have these plushies around me, I think I might just kind of talk about them a little bit and how they kind of have to do with my writing a little bit. Because, believe it or not, I take some inspiration from my plushies, because I find a lot of inspiration in everything around me. And so I thought, so that I'd have a bit of a shorter video to do, shorter time talking, I decided to wait on a review for another book that I just finished today, which I'm looking forward to doing that review. But I'll hold off and do that one, I think, next week, just so I don't have to talk as much. And also, it's kind of a quick turnaround. I want to get this out for this week, and I have less time than usual because my throat just felt better enough today to do it, so we'll see if this video comes out this week. I'm hoping it will, though. So I don't have names for all my plushies. Sometimes I just call them, like, this is the avocado plushie, symbol. And I actually got this after the writing of the avocado plushie in my book, When Truth Cowers. The main character, Kai, the first line starts with her kicking the avocado plushie off her bed during her sleep. And it's not the most notable of lines, but when you read through the book, I think it becomes pretty clear. If you're trying to find some sort of symbolism, the avocado plushie for Kai represents a sense of safety, and at the beginning of the book, she kicks her sense of safety off, like, away from her. So, just kind of signaling what's ahead. And then at the end of the book, there's the avocado plushie returns, in a sense, and that's whenever the sense of safety returns as well. To be clear, she is put in a high-stakes environment for the duration of the book, so it was always kind of meant to be the plushie being a representation of her feeling of safety, and the avocado one in particular, because it's a plant, and she's I don't know how much do I want to get into the story. I guess she has a connection with plants based on her physiology. She's partially human and partially alien, and her alien side of her has a lot of, like, the cellular structure is very similar to, or very, very plant-like, so she resonates with plants on Earth. And so, I actually got this avocado plushie after the writing of that book was well underway. I think after it had been heavily edited, actually, so it was a ways into it. In general, plushies to me kind of indicate a sense of safety, and so the avocado one is the main plushie that Kai has in that book that she references, but she has others as well. She has a lot of plant plushies and pillows that she keeps all stacked up in a corner, which I'm not in a corner right now, but there is a corner of the bed over there where most of my plushies are, so you can kind of see behind me. It's kind of similar, and one day I'm hoping change spaces, I'm hoping to create essentially what I imagined for Kai in her room, where she has a beanbag in the corner of her room and a blanket and a bunch of plant plushies. I just think that'd be such a comfortable space. So, yeah, and this is one of my two plant plushies that I could think of, and I do have another which is also referenced in the book, and that's a clover plushie. Let me get that one. So here's the 4-leaf clover plushie, and that cute little smile and everything. Anyway, I think this one actually had a different case of, with the avocado plushie, I got that one after writing the avocado plushie into the story, and I think with this one I actually had the clover plushie before writing it into the story. And trying to think, because yeah, I think the story had been partially written and I knew that there were plant plushies in it, but I didn't exactly have like a strong idea of like what kinds. And so when I saw this at a store, one of those cute gift shop kind of places where they have like a bunch of stickers and yeah, what else did they have? Stickers. I think like crystals and stuff too. Like one of those places. Cute stuff in there. And I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, that would be perfect. So I got this one. Very soft. Very, very soft. And actually pretty thin fabric too, so it's soft for how thin it is. Yeah. So that's this one. And out of like the plushies I had written into the story, those are like really the only ones that have like any direct inspiration or direct involvement. But I did make like the strong guy character be a big fan of duck plushies, so that's just something that pops up later on in the story, and so I decided to show you. Do I say my favorite? I feel like that's a little mean. I have a ton of duck plushies. Yeah, you might see a lot of penguins around me here, but this is like the lower bunk, and you can tell there's like an upper bunk above me. That's where the duck plushies are, because I haven't quite figured out a system of how to display them all and be able to sit up there as well. So yeah, this duck plushie I've had since I was 8 years old. Specifically, it was actually a birthday present, so I turned 8. And it was the last birthday present my grandmother gave me before she passed away. Yeah, so I think of her. By the way, this duck's name is Psyduck. I was a Pokemon fan as a kid. Still kind of am a little bit, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, and this is like if I remember right, I saw this duck, I saw like an advertisement for this duck in a magazine. My grandma and I, we would like cut out magazine advertisements and stuff, like the ones we thought looked pretty, and we just like kind of scrapbooked them. And sometimes whenever she noticed I would like something like a lot in particular, then she might like get it for me, and that was this duck. Oh my gosh, I just realized like she kind of reminds me of Grandmaru and Grandpa Dix, actually, in that sense. Oh, that's funny. That would make more sense if you read my book. Kai, the main character in When Truth Cowers, she has a couple of grandparent characters who I kind of wrote them to be grandparent characters who have the amount of who are still around, I guess, is maybe the way of putting it. Yeah, I miss my grandma. And yeah, this duck reminds me of her, so. And it's one of those smell good ducks where you stick him in the microwave, and he turns around for a little while in the microwave, and gets all heated up and nice and stuff, and there's what are those beads, those kind of bead things that whenever the duck is heated up, he smells good, essentially. Smells like lavender, I think. And my mom ended up having to do a little surgery on him at one point, because I think something happened with like the stuff inside. Maybe it got wet or something or other to where we needed to replace the stuff inside, and now there's a little seam on the back of him. And there's a little bit of an airport incident with this where not a huge incident, just kind of a fun little fact of at one point I think I was going to college maybe for the first time, so I brought this duck with me along with another, like with a penguin who was similar, who like had smelly good stuff inside. But I think for whatever reason though, my bags were like full, so my mom and dad were traveling with me on the airplane ride, so we were going through security, and I think my mom's bag had like this duck and the penguin in there, or maybe we were carrying them by hand or something, but like TSA, just anytime you bring one of these through airport security, just heads up, they might pull you to the side and be like, hey, what is this? Just cause, or not necessarily what is this, but they might like test to make sure the stuff inside is not dangerous. So it's, yeah, and with there being a seam on the back, that looks a little suspicious, so just we didn't really realize how that looked until after the fact, and we went, oh no, it looks like we sewed this open and stuck some stuff inside there. But anyhow, everything ended up okay. It was a really brief incident of just TSA pulling us aside and being like, hey, so we're kind of looking through your duck right now. But yeah, duck's fine. He's alright. Psyduck is just fine. He's here. He's good. I've only ever once had something taken away from me. Oh wait, sorry, twice. Taken away from me by airport security. One time my shampoo and conditioner bottles were too big, so they just chucked them in the trash, which was sad considering I could have given those to my parents, and also it was kind of expensive. But they were just too big, so it's my fault for not checking the bottles too clearly, but still. And then the other time, the airport security was really nice, and they were like, okay, this is kind of a borderline item, so we'll give you the opportunity to like ship it somewhere if you need it. And so I got to send that thing home. But yeah, I'm glad they let me through with Psyduck. Yeah, thank you for listening. You're an excellent listener. You've been such a good audience, such a good friend, just being here. I appreciate you so much. So, alright, I hope that this was a nice time and helps you with transitioning to whatever you feel like you need to or want to go do next. So, yeah, thank you again for listening, and may you get where you need to go. Bye.